All right, we've got a really major update today because, well, we set out on a quest to build this channel, Live Video School, 12 months ago to get it to $100,000 in revenue. And I'm happy to say that we did it. We beat it. We actually generated over $115,000 from this channel from scratch, brand new. And we're talking the days that we were only getting 50 views in like a week. And so what we're going to do here today is we are going to break down and unpack everything that's happened in the last 12 months, but also some things that we had to tweak, we had to change, and really the new direction of where this channel is headed if you haven't already heard. So with that being said, I would love if you are watching this, whether it's here on the live or if you're here on the replay watching it, let us know, have you been watching from the early days? Let us know if you were watching us before we had 1,000 subscribers. Let us know that in the comments, or maybe just let us know how you found us and how long you've been kind of watching. This is going to be our final income report on this quest that we went on. So we wanted to kind of bookend it here. And if you go back in our playlist, you'll be able to watch from when we started doing these, which, Scotty, I'm not sure if these were, it's got to be at least 6 to 7 months ago. I'd have to go back and look and see how many we've done.
I'm pretty sure we started it around January, February-ish. So,
oh, you're right. I think you're right. Yeah. So you're talking about, let's 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about 7, 8 months is about how long it's been since we've been reporting on these. And this was our income report. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. Unpacking everything. I've got spreadsheets where I'm going to share with you the earnings. And the crazy thing is, this is the crazy thing. Our views for last month, July, a lot less, but revenue up. So how did that happen? Well, we're going to share that with you. So, Scotty, anything you wanted to say before we dive into the spreadsheet and kind of start walking through the numbers?
Yeah, actually, you said that this could be our last one. Okay.
For this, yeah.
For this, okay. Maybe we'll create this. We'll talk about this week. Maybe that we have another one, another milestone we want to hit, and maybe we put that as our next income report.
I like that
for the next year. It's like we're starting now. We're ending it here, kind of around the time. I mean, we saw it a couple months ago. I think we didn't start technically even selling anything on YouTube until October, November-ish, right?
November it was.
November. So maybe we say September 1st we start that. And we see from September 1st to a full year, can we get to whatever goal what we think is reasonable in that time frame? And then that'll be our new income report kind of challenge. I like that idea, though.
Cool. Priscilla's Garden says, oh, no, I haven't been watching very long. You appeared in my feed a few months ago. I like this one right here. I literally just discovered you both last week through a Google search.
And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Authentically You, I think you said you had a comment that said you're an online coach of some sort, or you're looking into online coaching. Because I believe I sent you a screenshot on that, Dad.
Yeah. And what was that Google search? I'm curious on that. Sorry, guys, that we're going off on a little bit of a side road here, but the reason is because we just love to see how people discover your channel. And I think search is an underutilized thing, and we're seeing that we've got some really good search traffic as well. But I always like to hear how people are hearing of the channel. So I really like that. All right.
She said, yeah, that's right. I'm a health coach. See, I told you, I remember. And this is what I mean. We really do read and respond to all the comments, because I saw that one. Yeah, that one, sparked our interest, because that's who we're trying to target right now is online coaches.
And let me ask you, Authentically You, have you downloaded your copy of the Steady Leads playbook yet? The one that shares how to get 50 to 100 email leads a day? Let me know. And if you haven't, we could always get you a copy. And if anybody else wants a copy, just comment leads down below. All right. Leads down below, and we'll send you a copy. All right. All right, cool. So let's get rocking and rolling, Scotty. I've got a lot to share. And I also should say this. I know there's a lot of ands here today. If you've been paying attention for the last 3 sessions of these live streams, we've actually made these Mondays, these 4 o'clock Monday live streams. This is our batch recording day. So today we are actually also recording 3 additional videos from this stream. And we talked about that in like 2 streams ago on how we are using this time to create our content. So this way here, we can show up for 60, maybe 90 minutes a week, and content is done for the week. So, and we had one video, I think, from the week before that we pulled out of this content creation strategy. And that video is over 4,000 views. Just that one. All right. So anyway, let's get rocking and rolling, and let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? So let me go ahead and switch over here. And this is our tracking sheet. And you guys know we share everything. There's nothing to hide. We're going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you can see right here on this side, I'll make it a little bit bigger so we can read it. Right here, November was when we started tracking this, but we actually started in May of last year. That was our first upload in May. Okay. So November, the reason why we started tracking in November, because that was when we started to really offer our own products. All right. And we started to track it. So November 2024, you can see these are views. These are monthly views, monthly subscribers, email subscribers, AdSense money. Look at that AdSense money, $182.52. All right. And if I scroll over here real quick, nothing in this column. We'll get there. All right. So I'm not going to go through all of these line by line, but if you guys have been watching any of these, you're going to see us break all this down. All right. Now, here's July. This is the month that we're going to be talking about. And we're going to talk a little bit about August because we already have some data because we are at the 18th of August. So look at this. This is our views. Can you see that right there? Can you see that? That's not a typo. 52,169 was our views for last month. The month before was 108, 114 before that, 116, 136. I mean, look at this. It was 216 in December. Now, why are we not concerned with that? Well, because we made $15,000 extra on top of AdSense. All right. So we're going to talk about that because most people are focusing on just this and this. They're focusing on views and they're focusing on AdSense. And if you look at AdSense for a minute, I really want to highlight this for a second. If you're focusing on AdSense and you think because you had a $1,760 month that you think that's going to be consistent, I'm here to tell you it's not. Look at the numbers. Okay. I mean, that was our top month in December, which is typically going to be when you're using AdSense as your revenue stream, you're going to see that fluctuate. And in December, it's going to be higher because that's Q4. It's always going to be higher in Q4. And in the summer, it's always going to be the lowest. But that's why you don't want to bank on this. This here is extra money for us. And yes, we generated over $10,000 in AdSense money, but also what we've done is we've been doing this over here. We've been collecting email addresses. All right. And these emails they're worth something because they're actually people coming over from our YouTube channel. Let's get into monthly subscribers real quick. So September was 586. We're almost back there, but look at all of the ones that we collected in between. This here doesn't really matter. This column, monthly subscribers, really does not matter. What matters to us is this column right here. All right. And you might say, well, Scott, this is lower down in 773. Yes, it is, but this is actually more of a targeted audience and we're okay with that. And you'll see why here in a second. So this, I really want you to just understand that if you are going after views and thinking like that's your business model, I would definitely warn you against that. Although if you're just trying to make a few $100 a month, go for it. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, heck, make $10,000 in a year on creating content. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Is that a business? Not really. I don't think that you're going to be able to survive raising a family on 10 grand. Okay. So that's what I wanted to kind of illustrate here. Now let's just kind of slide over here. All right. Amazon commission. Scotty, can you give me that total? I don't have that. I don't know if you can look at that up.
Yeah, I'll start looking that up right now.
Yeah, I didn't have that number, but it doesn't really matter. It's not too much, right? It's like maybe a dinner at like Chick-fil-A or something. So this here, StreamYard, this is we have never really promoted them, although we do put them in our description, a link to that, because that's what we're using right now. We're using StreamYard to live stream, and we'll probably do more of that. $44.96 was last month. You can see this also fluctuates, but then look over here.
$15.49.
$15.49. So we'll have to update the final number, but I'm not worried about it. That's not too much, right? So not even a Chick-fil-A. That's like one meal. So over here, workshops and coaching, $15,921. Okay. And you might be wondering how that even happened. We'll probably go into more detail another time, but we actually launched a small cohort, basically where we're helping business owners apply our steady leads process, our flywheel. And we accepted only 10 people in this cohort. And we did it at a reduced price, by the way. And that generated a good portion of that. All right. Now, because of that, I think that there is going to double and then triple and probably quadruple in probably the next 6 months. Which again, if you are a coach, a course creator, a consultant, you probably want to stick around this channel, because that's what we're going to be talking about moving forward. We're still going to talk about getting views, getting, your channel to monetization, because that's important to a business owner as well. Because the one thing I want to say here is, like, our email list is over 11,000 emails right now. And we basically got paid to build it. So if you're a business owner, you're usually spending money on ads. We spent $0 on ads. We built an email list of over 11,000 that generated over $100,000 from that email list. And I'll get into that here in a second. So over here, total for the month of July was $16,386.47. Not a bad month for only having 52,000 views, monthly views. Okay. And also, if you look at this, I want to show you something here. See this month right here? This was our biggest month, 19,897.10. Let's look over here. 114,000 views. So that month we had a lot more views. We had a really good month. But this month right here, it's only like, what, not even 3,000. Is it 3,000? No. Yeah. 3,000. A little over. Yeah. Let's call it 4,000 with half the views. Half the views. And why is that? Because we are targeting a different audience, and we're able to charge more for that, because they're seeing more of an ROI on the back end, versus me and Scotty saying, hey, let us help you get your channel to monetization. You get it to monetization and you might make $100, $300. Are you going to be willing to pay us to help you more than $300? Probably not. So, and I don't want this to come across as like we're only going after where people are willing to spend more money. No, I'm looking at this, and Scotty's looking at this. It's like, how can we have a bigger impact on helping people that are growing channels that are genuinely helping other people? Now, I'm not saying other small creators aren't doing that, but what I like to do, and Scotty likes to do, is think about like the ripple effect of being able to help other small creators that are business owners as well. And so just an example is, I mean, we have relationship coaches. We have one in particular that she's in our cohort, Lindsay, and she's helping people with their relationships to hopefully not get a divorce. And that's huge. Like, that's a life-changing event. And to be a part of that is amazing. So, and she's a coach that helps people with that, and she charges a pretty significant amount of money to help them as a coach. All right. So that's kind of what I'm going to throw out there, is like, if you can help people with a problem that can help them better their life or better their career, or even just help them in a hobby, the hobby has to be something, obviously, that is worth something to them. So enough on that, but that's how it all happened. Okay. So I wanted to share that, but now let me do this. I'm going to go down here to totals. And then here, AdSense money total right now is $10,736.06, $251.92 in Amazon affiliates. Actually, it's $15 higher than that because Scotty just gave me that number. StreamYard is 450.66 to date. vidIQ, we have plans to promote that, but we haven't yet. Workshops and coaching, $97,082.50. And then total is $108,521.14. And I believe that number is right. Yes. Okay. Now, but where did I come up with the other number, the 115,000? Well, here's how. We've also collected so far, because we're recording this August 18th, from the beginning of this month to where we are right now. And this actually has to be fixed. So let me just do that on the fly. For 18 days in August, we've already generated $6,712. So a total is $115,233.14. But it gets even better. We have payments that are due on some of our other trainings that we have. And with those, we have subscriptions, $330, and we have payments on a program that we have that is $1,164. We're going to still collect on 3 more months. That's $34.92. So grand total right now is going to be $119,055. So just shy of $120,000 from a brand new channel that started a year ago, but really only started monetizing in late August. And then our first program, first coaching or class workshop was in November. So again, we're sharing this not to brag at all, but to show you what's possible. Because a lot of people think the only way is to just basically create videos, get monetized, and make money. That's actually the hard way. Okay, that's the hard way. And there's not a lot of longevity there. All right. So with that all being said, let me slide over here because I had this 11,150 email leads collected. We're gonna say they're worth $5. I actually think they're worth more, but on the average, if people are buying ads or spending money on ads to acquire a lead, a customer, a potential customer, you're spending $5. So we have $55,750 worth of a list, of an email list that we didn't pay for, that we would have paid for. So right there, if you took that almost $60,000, added it there, we're at about $180,000 of a business that was created from nothing. And I will say, I'm going to give Scotty a little shout out. This is actually because he's the one that encouraged me to start this with him. So Scotty, why don't you take a minute to share that story real quick on why we even started this channel in the first place?
Yeah. Thanks for giving me the credit, even though, I mean, you're mainly the one to push through with it. You're a tough nut to crack. I'll say that, though, because, it has to be a definitive thing that he can see progress on, that we can definitely turn into something business-wise, or else it's not going to be worth it. So long story short, I'll kind of like condense it. I've been working on his channel for 2 to 3 years, mainly doing editing and kind of optimization on YouTube for his Brand Creators channel, which is the channel. It's over 100,000 subscribers. We gained 70,000 subscribers in about 2 years. And it was a complete pivot of a channel too. So long story short, I think it started in around maybe February or March of last year.
Yeah.
I said, listen, totally going to throw this out there. Because I think you were getting at a point where you're like, I don't know if I want to talk about, at the time you were talking about Etsy for your channel. You're like, I don't know if I want to talk about Etsy for
e-commerce, Etsy, yeah,
for the next 5-10 years. I'm debating going into a pivot, whatever, right? But don't really know what to yet. I'm still kind of looking at things, whatever. And that's when I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to say we did a great thing of growing this thing, number one, in the short amount of time, making it profitable, and then, which you've done on multiple channels as well, but now like in the most recent times too. And then it's like, we're able to do this in a simple system where it didn't take a lot of time and extra time. Yeah. So that's where I was like, why don't we just try? We start a brand new channel right now. Channels that are new are starting to get a little bit more push. Let's test it out, see what happens. And let's tell them the real story. The first thing that happened is we started as a podcast, because we're like, podcasts are big right now. Let's go into this. We have a setup. We did all this, right? It flopped.
Yeah, it did.
I think we got up to 200 subscribers, and we did it for about 2.5 months. maybe 20 episodes. And we were like, nah. And then we even pivoted that. And just at that point, we were just trying to get numbers at that point, trying to get views, right? And then we're like, it's not what we want to really do. It's not what we want to teach. Then I said, hey, let's restart again. And I was like, just trust me. Let's restart again. But instead of doing a podcast style, I was like, let's just do what we know, which is how to shoot, our regular YouTube videos. Mainly what we do is on the other channel, what we do now is shoot a live stream, and then we shoot multiple videos in that, and then we cut it up and then we use them. I said, let's talk about our whole process, and then we'll talk about how we were able to grow it and just use ourselves as the example of what we've done, because then that gives us our authority. So we did it again, took about a month and a half, 2 months. We weren't really getting a lot of traction. And guys, we don't post shorts, but we did post shorts for the first 15 days. If you go on our page, they're still there. Yep. You're going to literally see, I went through the impressions every day. It was crazy. We were getting maybe 100 impressions, not views, impressions in a couple of days. It was terrible. Right? And we didn't have a video hit even 100 views for a month. So eventually we had a video pop, and then it started kind of going from there, and we started figuring out what angles we need to do, and there was a lot of pivots. But yeah, long story short, I started working for him. And then we kind of was like, let's try a father-son thing, put it together, everything we know, share our knowledge on it. Yep. Still didn't know the pivot we'd be going into now. And we grew this thing. And then we decided we're pivoting again, even after this. But I think we're in a way better position. And ultimately, this is exactly what you wanted to pivot in, but you didn't realize how to get there. And I think we finally got to that point. Yeah, no, it was a short answer. I mean, long, but short, because there's a lot more. There's a lot there, that goes into but that. There's and I want people to understand, if you're starting and you're focusing on a niche, which you should be, if you're focusing on that niche, then you can always slight pivot, right? It's a side pivot. And that's what we've done, right? We're still talking about, YouTube is the vehicle that we are suggesting that business owners use to create their own steady leads flywheel. That's what we are doing, which, by the way, I just mentioned it. We just got this hot off the press, and we have a full workshop that Scotty and I taught to a group of coaches. And we recorded the whole thing, about 2 hours, and we're giving it away for free. So if you want a copy of this and you want access to that training that we did, just comment leads down below and we will send it to you. And guess what? If you're wondering, yes, that is how you build your email list of people that are in your audience that are raising their hand for something that is related to what you do. So we're not going to sit here and sell you. We're not going to sell you through the email hard right off the bat. We're going to build a relationship with you. That's what I've been doing for years. And Scotty, what is the one thing, and I'm going to put you on the spot and I'm going to quiz you. Yeah. What is the one thing that I said when we started this channel? Mm-hmm. What's the main thing that we're going to do from the very, very beginning before we even know what we're going to sell? What is the first thing? You put me on the spot. Wait. What do you need? That. What do you need before you can offer anything? Oh, you need to identify your niche. And what is in that niche? Look at this, guys. I'm quizzing him now. He knows the answer. I'm not going to focus on. I'm trying to think if you're just talking about the lead magnet. And I'm not. No. Listen, we're going to start from scratch right now. I'm coaching you. You're coaching someone. You got to find your niche, right? But then what are you going to do within that niche? You're going to niche down. And then what are you going to do? I don't know. We have to collect a whole bunch of people. What is that? We have an audience. Yeah, you're building an audience. Building an audience. Building a brand. Yeah. Right. So we're building the audience before we do anything. I said that to you, Scotty. I sat down. I go, before we even think about how we're going to monetize, how we're going to make money, how we're doing anything, we got to build the audience. That's what I did in New Portrait Biz, which was, if you guys have heard the story, New Portrait Biz was my first go at online business about 16 years ago, and built that into a multiple six-figure business off of YouTube with only 16,000 subscribers on YouTube and 8,000 people on an email list. That was the first one. What did I do? I just uploaded videos and I just nurtured the audience.
That was it. I built the audience. The next one from there was The Amazing Seller, which then turned into Brand Creators. What did I do there? I recorded a whole bunch of podcast episodes and videos and built the audience. And then
go ahead.
And I got one more. And then I built an e-commerce brand with a neighbor of ours. And we built an audience before we even sold a product in that niche too. And that was in the home goods niche. That was in like, we built that in, get this guys, pressure cookers. You guys have a pressure cooker? Who here has a pressure cooker? Let me know in the comments. I can say this now because we sold our brand and we don't have to like not say what we did because we had a little bit of a clause there that we couldn't really talk about it, but it's been several years now. We basically created a blog and a YouTube channel that shared recipes within a pressure cooker. And we sold accessories to a pressure cooker. We built the audience before we even produced our first product to sell. We built an email list with free content. We built the audience. And then moving on to the live video school, we did the same damn thing.
And I got one too for the OGs that been on this channel and know. I had a little one too that I did myself on my own.
You
YouTube
did?
channel. I mean, listen, only 3,000 subscribers, but I built an email list of over 1,500 emails.
Yep.
Not even using the right strategy.
Nope.
And in the first year, did 25 grand.
Yep.
So like and I'll give you guys the transparency. It was a sneaker restoration channel. I would restore like Jordans and Yeezys and all those kind of shoes. But then I ended up finding a product down the road. Probably took me like 4 or 5 months. I found something, was selling that. It wasn't even like, I could have been making way more if I was wholesaling it and all that. Right. But I mean, still found that as well. And like you said, it was building the audience. I was going crazy because I was in college and during the summer I had off. So I literally was posting, I had to post maybe 15 videos a month. Like I was putting them out there. It still took me 2-3 months to get anything to pop.
And here's the crazy thing is you didn't really promote your product other than the description. And then you were getting clicks because we were looking at the clicks being tracked because it was being sold. Was it being sold through Etsy?
I put it on Etsy.
On Etsy, so we could see the link clicks, and you could see him coming over. And the only place that was in the description, which was crazy.
And I would say in the video, all I would say is like, if you guys want to put or go to the link in the description,
right?
And then they'd go there, and then eventually I even had a couple other products I was doing. Remember the ice box we made?
Oh yeah.
So I had that where I was getting people to come into the email list or whatever, and then. But I'm telling you, like you said, building that audience and building that email list, I would get so many sales on the back end of that, and now. You got to remember this, guy. I'm a college kid. So you making like an extra, I mean, some days, I'd make, $500 a day. I'm like, what the heck?
Right.
Like how the heck I do that?
But again, it goes back to you found a niche with a problem you helped with, you built an audience and then found a product that served the problem, right? That helped with the problem.
And it's crazy too, is the whole thing with that is you could have bought that same product where I was selling it, or actually no one was selling it, but on Amazon or eBay, the same exact one, but people wanted to come through me because they trusted me because I tested it and all that.
Yeah, but Scotty, clarify this. If I recall, you basically you were sending people through an affiliate link to Amazon. Then
originally, yeah.
I'm getting there. So you were doing that. And then you were like, but if I sold the product myself, even at wholesale, if I bought it at wholesale, I'd make more than the 4 or 5%. So then you went on eBay. Yep. You found someone that was selling it on eBay. You bought it off of eBay, you marked it up, and then you sold it directly on Etsy.
Yeah, it's a UV light, guys, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you're into sneakers, you understand. I'm not going to explain the whole process.
It technically is a grow light.
It's a grow light for plants, but it works on shoes. It takes out the oxidation of like making them yellow,
right?
And put them back to like the white or clear. But anyway, so I would on Amazon, it was like $120, $150. And I was getting them. I didn't want to do wholesale and have a whole bunch of inventory to where it's like, I had to buy them all and buy, whatever, $10,000 worth. Like I didn't have the money for that. So I was like, if I can get on eBay, get it for, which I ended up getting them for, I think $55, and I was selling them for $125. And then the problem was down the road, I think it happened maybe like after like 5 months of me selling it or whatever, I was keeping that guy in business. The guy stopped selling them.
Yeah, that's the problem because he was the supplier.
He was my supplier, and then he sold out, and I tried to get in contact with him to figure out who his supplier was. Wouldn't reach out to me, so then I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
So the point is, build the audience. That's what we did here again. So, and anybody that we're advising, we're saying find your niche, find the problem, solve the problem, and then build a niche, helping by giving content away. And it's going to be usually through YouTube. So anyway, that's the long and short of it. All right. So with that all being said, and if you guys have any questions on that ever, just drop stuff in the comments and we will we'll reply. But I should have said this earlier too. We mentioned the steady leads little playbook here, but if you guys want to follow that 100K roadmap, it's basically exactly what we have done up into this point, and we're not going to change. You'll even see it in there where it says offer coaching and courses and stuff when you get into the monetization piece. If you want a copy of that, just put 100K in the comments. All right, 100K in the comments, and you'll see. And if you are a coach, a course creator, a business owner, this will help you see the path. If you're not a business owner, it'll show you how to create the audience and build the audience for what you're going to sell. So it does serve both sides of that. So if you want that, just put 100K in the comments and we'll send you a copy of that. All right. Let's get on with this, Scotty. We still got content here to create. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is also our content creation day. This is where I show up, Scotty shows up. We basically queue everything up, and I am going to record right here, right now. So, I mean, we're recording this. It's live. If you're watching this in the replay, you're watching the replay, but we're literally we're going to basically start and stop because we're going to have another segment here, and we're going to do that. And this is our little hack that we're able to show up for 60 to 90 minutes a week and create all of our content. And today we're going to actually be able to create one additional piece of content because we're really posting Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday is our podcast, but 2 videos need to go up during the week, not counting this live stream. So yeah, let us know in the comments too. How many videos are you posting per week right now? Let us know that in the comments. I'd like to know. And also one other thing, if you're a coach, a course creator, consultant, business owner, let us know that in the comments as well. All right, Scotty, I'm going to take a sip of water.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's we're 33 minutes in right now. There's like 25-ish people still watching. Thank you so much for watching. And at this point, we know that our retention on a live stream is generally around 15 minutes, which is great. But if you think that because you recorded something on a live stream and it was like minute 42, and you think, well, I can't use that because I've already did it, you're missing a lot of potential here. Because there's videos that are kind of like at the end of your live stream that could be individual pieces of content if you create the system to allow you to do that. And we may even do like a workshop in the future that teaches our process. Let us know that in the comments too, if you would like us to do a workshop to show our full process on how we prep and also deliver and then edit for, final production. Let us know that in the comments.
Yeah. Also, just real quick, I'm working on posting 1 long form a week. That's definitely obtainable. And if you're doing what he just talked about and what we're doing currently right now, makes it easy. Even if you don't want to go live, just sit down and shoot it straight and then take out the clips instead of pausing and doing all this, because then you get out of a funk and then you're trying to be too perfect and all this. The live aspect makes you have to keep talking, have to keep going. And that's a simple content hack that in the future we will probably break that down.
Yep. All right. Let me ask you something, Scotty, real quick. Do you hear the fan at all?
I can't, but also I have rain going on outside, so I can only hear so much right now.
I didn't know it was raining yet. Yeah, I don't think you can because this mic's pretty solid, but I think you're good. I got the fan on. I got Maisie, our dog, down below here and keeping her cool. All right. You ready?
Yep. I'm gonna guys, I'll be in the comments. He's gonna take over. I'm gonna mute in.
And I think you just muted yourself. So there you go. All right. And I'll give you guys just a little heads up. Actually, you know what I'm going to do real quick, just so I can give you guys a little bit more of the play-by-play, so you guys can really see what we're doing here. Let me see. Let me get rid of that and come back here. I'm going to go here and let's see. I am going to, where is it? I got to do the window. There it is. Okay, cool. So right now, I want you guys to look at this right here. This is my outline. This was our first topic we just did. Now we're going to get into video number 1, which is going to be this. YouTube won't recommend your videos if you don't do this. Then that's my outline. Video 2, 10 video ideas every course creator should be posting on YouTube. There they are. And then this one right here, getting clients on YouTube is easier and cheaper than you think. And then everything is right there. And then, whoa, what is that little guy right there? You'll find out. So stay tuned. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that and get back to it. That's my outline. So here we go. All right. If you want YouTube to recommend your videos, you are going to want to pay attention here, because you can actually get YouTube to put your videos as suggested videos. But there are some things that you have to understand and that you do have to follow. So what we need to do, the very first thing that we need to do, I'm just going to get right into it, is we need to tell YouTube what your video is about. And how do we do that? We do it through optimization. So we need, the very first thing we need is the title to do the heavy lifting. All right. So what do I mean by that? If your title is about growing tomatoes and you want to show up for someone else's video that's about growing tomatoes, you better have growing tomatoes in the title. Okay. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but that's missed. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that our title is going to signal the algorithm for our audience that we want, but also for the videos that we want to come up for as suggested. Now, you can also optimize a little bit further, and we don't have proof that this is going to help, but it can't hurt. Your description, you probably want to put something in there in your description, even if it's down below all of the other things that you put in your description, something that's going to explain what the video is about. I personally think that the AI nowadays is going to do that for us, but if you want to just make sure, you might want to put that in there as well. And then as far as tags go, again, I don't think tags really matter that much. We stopped using them for a while, and now we're like, well, we might as well just throw them in. What the heck? It can't hurt anything. And I would say that'd be another place to where we want to let the algorithm know 100% that our video is about that topic. And that way there, it can also help to find the videos that we want to be suggested for. All right. So talking a lot about titles. That's where a lot of people get stuck. And that's why we created a free resource. It's our title swipe file. This isn't just for the algorithm, but it's also to get people to want to click. And it really adds curiosity. We've picked 10 of our top titles that have worked in this niche, the one that you're watching this on right now, but also multiple other niches that we've built channels in. And if you would like a copy of that, which I also created templates that you can interchange with, just go ahead and comment hooks down below, and that'll be our title hooks swipe file. So once again, just put hooks down below and we'll send it to you. And this way here, you can set up your video for really a lot of success by using titles that grab the attention, but also that are going to signal the algorithm. All right. So hooks down below, we'll send it to you. All right. The next thing is study your niche and pick targeted videos. If you want to show up for a certain video that's got a lot of views, well, you might want to look at that video and analyze it and say, how can I create a video that complements this, but also is very, very similar to what that video is talking about? So you might also have a video that you want to show up for that's 5 years old. Well, guess what? It might start getting some views. You might be able to start showing up for that because maybe the views have kind of fallen off, but you know it did do well before. So one little side tip here is like, take advantage of something that might have did good 5 years ago and try it again. But if you're trying to show up for that video that's right now, currently in the year that you're watching this, and it's doing well, then create something that is similar, but also that could complement that video. That would be the second thing that I would focus on. The third is you want to make sure that you spark the engagement signals. Here's what I mean. If you want your video to show up, you need to also let the algorithm know that it's really being watched and it's being viewed and it's being engaged with. So even if you're getting only 200 views, but you're getting high engagement, that's a good sign for the algorithm, because now the algorithm will want to take that video and it will want to test it on other audiences or maybe other videos that are doing well. The thing is, YouTube has a lot of different ways that it tries to get you exposure. And one of those ways is looking at the engagement, that it's a well-liked video. That goes for comments, that goes for likes, that goes for people hearting the comments, or people that are just in there having a great old conversation in the comments. So what we want to do is we want to spark that. And the way that we spark that is we can ask a very general question. An example of that would be, I could ask you, how long have you been on YouTube? Let me know in the comments. I mean, honestly, let me know that in the comments. How long have you been on YouTube creating content? You see how easy that was? And now what that's going to do is that's going to have you possibly say 2 years, 1 year, 10 years. And then some people will elaborate even more. And then other people might comment on that. And the cool thing about that is then you can come through and you can comment on that as well. You can heart it, you can like it. And that just adds that layer of engagement. So that's one thing that I would definitely recommend doing, because the algorithm likes that. And when the algorithm likes that, because it sees it's being well received, it's going to want to push it to other audiences, which also means that you're going to be showing up for suggested videos. All right. And the last thing that I want to share here with you is you really want to trigger the recommendation flywheel. And what I mean by this is we call it the consistency engagement little thing here. And I kind of talked about it here a second ago, but what we want to do here is we want to constantly be adding different ways that we can get engagement, not just through that video. So let's say, for example, we have the community tab. Not a lot of people are using the community post. You could take that, your video, promote it to get more traction over to your video, which then also doesn't just get you views, but gets you engagement. So one thing that's underutilized is that community tab. And I would say, take your community tab, use it for self-promotion of some of those videos or just some activity. Because if that, not just the video, but if your channel's getting activity, then it also signals that people like your content. And that's a good signal for the algorithm. So that way there, it takes all your other videos and it could lift them in the eyes of YouTube. All right. Now, little bonus here for you. Optimization of that video before you upload is extremely important. And I could do a full video on that whole topic and show you exactly what we do, which I actually did do. So if you want to see what we use for all of our settings before we upload, watch this video next, and I'll show you exactly what we do every single step along the way. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there. Cut.
You know what I loved about this?
What, that I screwed up at the end?
It was terrible. No, not that. I wouldn't make fun of you. Come on. I wouldn't rip on you. No, what I loved is mid thing when you dropped your lead magnet, which again, remember, this is a video that we're going to be cutting, guys. And I hit my mic. We're going to be cutting, and then we're going to be putting it at probably either Wednesday or Friday. As you did that, we had probably like 4 people comment hooks as well, which is great. I love that. Yep. I love the engagements there. And so if you guys want any of those, any of the lead magnets that we're talking about in these videos, I put them in the description. So you can go check them out there. That goes for the leads, the hooks, and the 100K. So that's all in the description for you guys. And real quick, reason we do this now, live's a little bit different because I can't respond with a link back to you guys. But on a video, the reason we do that is we're getting people to engage and comment that they want it, raising their hand, and then we're able to send them that lead magnet. So that way we can get them into our ecosystem, get into the landing page, and then they can be on our email list. And that's pretty much the condensed version of how we grew to over 11,000 emails in about a year's time. And it's that simple. Now there's more steps to it, obviously, but that's just a little hack that not a lot of people do or talk about. But and last thing I want to say is how you ended. I know you messed up a little bit, but reason you did is because you're trying to figure out where you're going to lead them next, which is another strategy, guys, is that binge looping, we call it, right? So you're going to get someone to, at the end of the video, instead of just saying, hey, thanks for subscribe to the channel, thanks for watching, and like it. Instead of saying that, you're using this time to roll them into another video so they have a potential of clicking on that. Now they stay on your page. Now they're going to start building a relationship with you, being consistent with you. And now it's like you're the go-to person for them, right? So little hack, and that's why you messed up a little bit, because you're like, where do I send them?
Well, actually, it wasn't. I actually I got to that one bullet point, and I thought to myself that I already said it in the one before, so I got a little thrown off. So it threw me off for a second, but then I kind of readjusted. So I think it'll be fine, and you could always probably clean it up in post and just take out a little bit of the.
But let's be honest, like we say, how many people are going to see that? Majority on our videos we're averaging, which is still high, 5 to 6 minutes on a regular long form video.
All right, wait a minute here. We got an update. We got an update.
I know. I got to see this. I just saw that.
Okay, so this is great. So Matt is one of our students, and he basically just reported this. And I believe, Matt, you're done with your honeymoon, or are you still on your honeymoon? I have another awesome update for you. My recent primary lead magnet and monetization led to me getting $3,500 in the last 13 days. Wild. Grateful for you both. Wow. Let's screenshot that real quick before we get off of here. That's a great one. So we're going to have to use that one as a little testimonial there, Matt. You just changed it when I just did a screenshot. Sorry. Thanks a lot. All right, there we go. And guys, let me know in the comments, is Scotty going in and out on his reception? I got G Fiber. I think I'm pretty crisp, but I don't know if he is or not.
Shut up with the G Fiber. Get out of here. All from one lead magnet. Love it. Love it.
Dang.
And I was gonna say, Matt, I keep checking in on you, and you're averaging your 1,000 views a video, which is great, but that's not, we don't even care about that part. I'm looking at the comments, and I'm seeing a lot of your things there, and people are going to your description, which is great.
What's the email list up to now? Like, how many emails do you have, Matt? And Matt, was that $3,500 from clients, or was it from ad money? Like, where'd you come up with that number? Curious. Nice. I normally wouldn't share personal finances publicly, but I got to give Scotty their deserved props. Thank you so much, Matt. We appreciate that. Yeah. And that makes my night, really, to be honest with you. That's amazing. All right, cool. Let's get on with it. We got our next one to do here. I'm just reading some of the comments. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and get me full screen there, Scotty. All right. And here's the other thing, guys. Think about this for a second. We used to do this, but you don't have to do it anymore. When we would do this, I would change shirts. I would literally change my shirt. I'd have 3 shirts over there hanging, and then I would go ahead and I would change a shirt in between each one. No one cares. No one cares. They just want the information. All right, let's get into it. This one's going to be a good one, and I'm going to be able to knock right through this one here because this is good. And let me see here. I'm trying to see. Okay, I got it. All right, here we go. All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 video ideas that every course creator, business owner should be posting on YouTube. Because let's face it, if you can post videos that attract your ideal customer, client, you're going to win. And they're going to win. Everyone's going to win. But there's 10 different types of videos that I'm going to walk you through right now. And I'm going to do it rapid fire. So let's go. Number 1, quick win tutorials. This is going to be a short, actionable lesson that gives a small but real result. An example would be something like this: 3 daily habits that boost your productivity as a coach. That would be one that we could create. And it might do good. But guess what? It's going to serve our ideal client, which we help coaches and course creators and consultants. So that would be perfect. There you go. One example. Number 2, behind the scenes of your coaching and creation process. This video right here, we are actually, you might not know this if you're watching this video on YouTube right now, but this is part of our content strategy hack, which we basically record every single week on a live stream, and we plan out our content, and it's kind of like our batch recording session. So we show that behind the scenes. And if you're watching this on the original live stream, you know what I mean. We're doing it right now. This is kind of behind the scenes. So anytime that you can show that, we literally just did on a live stream, we pulled back the curtain and we showed how we generated over $115,000 from YouTube from a brand new channel in 12 months. We showed everything. We opened up our dashboard. We opened up the spreadsheet. We showed everything. That's behind the scenes. How can you do that in your business? All right. Number 3, case studies and success stories. We literally just had someone on our live stream, Matt, little shout out, who said, I got to give you guys an update. Since the last update, I've been able to generate $3,500 from the email list that I've been building thanks to your guidance. And well, we are going to share that as I'm sharing it right now. But if you can share that, not in a way that you're bragging, but you're sharing that this is someone we helped, this is their result, this is what we did to help them. And that just shows that you have some authority in your space, but also that the stuff that you're talking about, it actually works. All right. Number 4, myth busting videos. You want to tackle those myths because there's myths in any niche. If you're into bass fishing, there's probably myths about that. You should not use a flashlight at night because it will, make you not catch more bass. I don't know how to tell you that any better, but that could be a myth. And then you would bust that myth. Maybe it's just your perspective, and maybe there's part of that is true, but that's just your opinion. That's what you can do. And anytime you kind of go against something, you're going to get some attention there. And you got to believe in it though. You can't just make stuff up, but busting those myths, big one. All right. Number 5, step-by-step frameworks. This is where you're going to share your method, your model, your signature framework. We have a framework. It's basically our Steady Leads Flywheel. This is where we created a playbook that we give all of our clients. And we show how we are able to post simple YouTube videos like this one and how we're able to build our email list of qualified leads and potentially turn into clients. That's how we do it. And we use our Steady Leads Flywheel. And we share that whole framework. And just what I did there, I kind of alluded to it. And I can show you how this works right here. If you want a copy of our frameworks and our flywheel and our Steady Leads playbook, well, all you got to do is just comment leads down below and we'll send it to you. And we also privately taught a group of coaches, about 40, and we shared exactly how to do it in about 2 hours. If you want access to that, well, just comment leads and we'll send that to you as well. But you see what we did there? We have a framework. This is what we teach. This is what we follow. This is what we've done on our own channel. And now we're sharing it. And we're also building our email list at the same time. So take that as a bonus tip. All right. Number 6, problem solution content. This is where we're going to address your audience's pain points and give a solution. So an example would be this for us, struggling to get clients. Here's the 3-part fix. Something like that. And then we would go through 3 things to fix that problem. All right. So problem solution content. All right. The 7th, tools and resources reviews. This is where you are going to, in your industry, in your niche, what are some tools? What are some things that people are using that you could review? Whether that's apps, whether that is software, whether that is a new fishing pole that they just came out with, or a new spinnerbait because you're into bass fishing. Whatever you can review that is coming out new for your industry or people are using to do the thing or to solve the problem, you want to do reviews on that and give people pointers on why you like them or why you don't like them. So that's a big one. Tools, resources, reviews. Okay. 8, is reaction and commentary trends in the industry. And what I mean by this is you want to share your perspective on changes in whatever people are talking about in your niche. So if there's news coming out, you want to report on that. If there's a video that someone posted and you want to add your commentary to it, you could literally do a reaction video. I've done a bunch of those on my other channel that have gotten 300, 500,000 views and has made over $8,000 from just one reaction video. So definitely don't sleep on those because they really, really can work. And they're not hard to do. The other one is number 9, and that is personal journey or storytelling videos. This is where you're going to share your own ups and downs, building a business for us, coaching business, or it could be your experiences of struggling to catch bass or to win that bass fishing tournament. So think about your industry. What is something that you could share on your personal journey? I just mentioned Matt, who teaches piano. He's actually a professor at a college. Well, he can literally say how he started and some of the struggles he had of learning the piano from back when he was a kid. That's a great story. So always try to incorporate stories when you can. All right. Now, the 10th and final one here is client attracting lead magnet videos. So what this is what I just did. I could literally do a video breaking this down, which I've done, by the way, breaking down this entire flywheel strategy. And then I could just keep mentioning, if you want the playbook, and just comment leads down below, which if you want this, just comment leads down below and I'll send you a copy. It's about 20-ish pages. And the video is about 2 hours long of us teaching it. So see what I just did there? But I could literally do a video, which I've done on this channel, that breaks this down in about 8 to 10 minutes. And then I can give you a call to action to want to download the thing that you're sharing. That's how you promote a lead magnet. You actually give it away, but you also can share it. And another great example of this is, well, titles are so important in all of these videos that I'm talking about. They're extremely important. And guess what? That is why I recorded a video right here that goes over our 10 top titles. And I actually share all of them with you. And you'll see I have a lead magnet built into that video too. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there. Cut. Woo. All right.
How you feeling?
Good. You know why else I'm feeling good?
Why is that?
Because one more video and I'm done for the week.
That's true. That's 100% true. And if you guys are just tuning in, or if you already have been here, this is part of our strategy, guys. Monday is our record day, we call it, where we have our main topic, and then we have some subtopics that we use that are already, you just talked about titles. Titles are already chosen. Shoot videos on those topics. You already have the bullet points. Pretty much I take the titles, I send it to him. He comes up with the bullet points, and then we shoot it all on Monday. And then at the end of today, he's done for the week for recording. Done. Send it to me. I edit, which is minimal edits. And actually, curious if you guys want to see how I edit or any editing videos where I can do it super quick. I do edits in under 30 minutes. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments, because I'm debating putting some videos out once a week, maybe on editing. But anyway, so we do that, and then we're done for the week. That's it. And we post 3 times a week, 4 being the podcast. So yeah, you ready for our last video?
Ooh, I am ready.
You need another break?
Nope, I'm good. Here we go. I'm just stretching out.
Oh, and last thing, Urban Family Farming Community, you commented leads. It's in the description. So because you're on the live right now, we can't send you the link to it. So it's already in the description. You just go there. You'll be able to see that and find it.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's get to it. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. And here we go. This ought to be a good one too. All right, here we go. Did you know that getting clients on YouTube is easier and cheaper than you think? Well, I'm here to tell you that it is, because that's what we've done here on this channel. I've also done it on several other channels. So this isn't my first rodeo. But what I want to give you today is the roadmap to do this. If you're a coach, a course creator, just a business owner that is looking to get steady leads in their business, this is the way. I used to spend upwards of $20,000 per month on Facebook ads and pray that we could self-liquidate and get those to where they were almost paid for. Well, now I'm happy to say that we don't have to pay for any of them. And YouTube actually pays us. Last year, fun fact, YouTube paid us over $10,000 in AdSense money while we built our email list to over 11,000 email subscribers. Actually, it was more like 15,000, but some people don't stick around. They want to unsubscribe, and that's totally cool. But 11,000 active email subscribers from YouTube, pretty good. So that's what I want to share with you here in this video. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to get right into it. And by the way, I am following our Steady Leads Flywheel. This is what we teach all of our students and our clients, and that's what we help them do. If you would like a copy of this, I'm going to go over some of this in a condensed version. But if you want a copy of this and a 2-hour workshop for free where I taught a group of coaches in a live class, I'll give it to you for free. All you got to do is just comment leads down below. Just comment leads down below and we'll send it to you. All right. So let's get into it. Step number 1, you must identify your niche. And I don't mean just like kind of, it needs to be laser focused. And I think that everyone should try to solve one problem. So this channel, when it first started, we were just kind of like helping anyone that had a small channel grow. And it could be someone growing from 0 to 1,000 subscribers or 0 to 4,000 watch hours. Like that's what we were doing because we were kind of doing it ourselves on our other channel. We're like, well, we'll just help people that are struggling, that are small channels. And then we found out that we wanted to pivot and start helping businesses because we felt like we can make a bigger impact with business owners because they are generally, not always, but they are helping people within their services. I mean, we have some clients of ours who are relationship coaches or spiritual coaches that are helping people with whether it's trauma or just repairing their relationship. Like that feels really good to make an impact on their customers' business or their business for their people. And so that's what we really look for. But if you can fix one problem for one person, like we're doing right now, we're helping businesses leverage YouTube and build a steady leads flywheel. That's what we're doing. And that's what we're focusing on. That doesn't mean we can't eventually, pivot a little bit here and there, but that's our main focus. All right. So with that being said, that's step number 1. You need to make sure that you're solving one problem for one niche. Number 2, create a simple magnetic video, and not just one. I'm going to put that as videos. You want to have multiple videos because these videos are going to turn into assets. And I'm going to give you an example. We have a student of ours, Gavin, who's in a very competitive niche, the fitness space. And we helped him narrow down, instead of being just fitness, he helps people that are over 40 with their fitness journey. All right. And so we had him start focusing on that niche, and he did. But at first he's getting 100 views and a couple hundred views and kind of like staying there. But he just kept posting because he knew that, what we would tell him was just keep posting because those are going to be assets eventually for your business. And well, it worked. About 2.5, maybe 3 months later, he had a video pop. And that video right now is over 400,000 views, and it lifted all of his other videos. But get this, that one video that lifted all of those other videos that were in his back catalog that everyone else would have just either given up or just said, they're not gonna, they're dead, they're not gonna work. They're all building his email list, which from there are turning into people requesting to be clients, for him to help them, to coach them. So that's the power of, even if your videos are not getting a lot of views right now, they're assets for your business. It's more of a long-term play. So just always keep that in mind. All right. So that's the thing there. We want to create these simple magnetic videos. And I'm going to share with you what we do in order to make that happen. The first part of that is you got to have a great title. The title has to signal the algorithm. It's got to speak to your audience. And then from there, you got to have a great thumbnail. So those are non-negotiables. You got to have those two things. All right. The third thing, though, is we need to create what we call sandwiched content. Sandwiched content. You're probably like, Scott, what are you talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is this. The minute that we have that video that has a great title, has a good thumbnail, and it gets someone to click. And I also should mention, you should have a really good intro hook. It hooks the viewer into wanting to stay. Once we do that, we don't dilly-dally. We don't sit there and say, oh, thanks so much for coming, stopping back, all that stuff. None of that. We get right into the meat of the content, or right into the meat of the sandwich. All right. That's what we want to do. So we get right into it, but there's two parts of it. That's why I called it a sandwich. We have the top bun and the bottom bun, and we got something in the middle. In the middle is a call to action. I'll get there in a second. But the first part is we get right into the content, just like I did here. I talked a little bit about getting steady leads here, or, being able to use YouTube as a lead machine. I talked about that, got your interest. And then I shared a little bit of a story, and then boom, got right into the content. Now I'm at the place where I can mention the lead magnet. Now I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it again because we're talking about something that we actually teach, which is our Steady Leads Flywheel, which I've mentioned earlier. So right now would be the time that I would say, everything I'm covering right here, we actually cover in detail in our playbook and in our private group coaching call that we did that we're giving away. And if you would like access to that, just comment leads down below. Once again, just comment leads below and I'll send you those resources for free. And then I'm going to move on to the next part of the content, which is the last piece, which is right here. I've got it written down for me to keep on track. So the next piece is step number 4 in this process, and that's end with a binge looping watch next call to action. All right. What do I mean by that? Well, YouTube loves it when people are consuming more of your content, where they go from one video to the next, to the next, to the next. That's what they want. There's actually analytics inside of your account that shows that, by the way, and we want that as high as possible. So instead of saying like, okay, I hope you got a lot from this video, see you next time, we want to lead them to the next thing, that's going to help them on what you were sharing. All right. So, and I'm going to demonstrate that here in a second. So stay tuned. But the fifth thing that we're talking about here is we've got the flywheel built now, the things that I just talked about. Now what we need to do is we need to keep it fed. We have to keep feeding the machine with content, with videos. All right. And from those videos, those are going to have all different parts of the problem that you're solving that are going to lead back to you, your channel. And that's what we want to do there. So we want to feed the flywheel with more content. And we call it a content machine. And that's what we're going to do. And when you do that, you're going to have these assets that are just planted every single video that you put out. And right there, that is going to get you steady leads on autopilot. Now, the most important part of this is the beginning. Like I said, the title is the most important. And that's where a lot of creators get this wrong. And that's why I created this video right here that shows you exactly how to use titles to signal the algorithm. And I actually cover 10 of my top titles. Watch that video next and I'll see you there. And by the way, that's called binge looping. That's how you do it. Watch the video next. I'll see you there. Cut.
And scene. And you're done for the week.
Woo. Okay. And I still have a voice.
Yeah, I bet you're losing your voice. Anyway, so what do you guys think? That's kind of the breakdown of how that works. Obviously, we have 24, almost everyone stayed on, which is great. So that means you probably were getting some value out of these, even though you might see this again. Here's the thing. A lot of people get scared about this too but Scott, I do, if I do a live and I do those topics and I just repost those again, aren't people going to see it again? Right. I mean, sure, you might get of the 25, even if 25 people saw it again.
Yep.
Let's say all 25 saw it again. Okay.
Yep.
Some of them still might even want to watch it again. Or if not, they might be like, okay, I already watched it. I'm good. Right. Mm-hmm. 90% of your content goes out to either new viewers or viewers that weren't on the live. It's just other people that's returning, casual, whatever. 80% to 90% has not even seen the live that far in either. Probably like 99% has not seen it that far in. And so don't be scared if you are doing this strategy of using the live and using, those subtopics and posting those again. And even if you post it again, like, who cares if those 25 people do it? You've had a lot of people on Brain Creators say, hey, Scott, I love that you did mini clips of this because, now it's more condensed and I don't have to go skip through the live to find out when you were talking about XYZ, right? Yep. So awesome. Douglas says, top tips, thanks, and leads. Yeah, because you're on the live, I can't send you it, but if you go to the description, it is there. I put the link in the description, so click on that for the leads. And yeah, you'll get that. Once this is off, the live and the replay is up, we are allowed to comment back. YouTube lets you then. So then we can drop that link if you didn't get it yet.
Yeah, and actually today we knocked it out of the park. We're only an hour and 11 minutes. So
yeah,
not even 90 minutes. So yeah, I feel like it was a good live stream. Guys, let us know also, was this useful to kind of watch the process, kind of watch the sausage and how it's made? It's like, do you get value from that? Because a lot of people want to know, like, how do you cut like at a certain spot? Like, how do you find the right place this is how you literally plan your start and stops. Like I did, right? I paused and then I was like, in this video, I'm going to share with you. And then I go into it. And then at the end, I'm like, here, watch this. And then I'm like, cut. And then that's it. You're done. So you literally can do it. And if you are doing a live stream and you have people on, you can even tell them, say, guys, just to let you know, this is my content recording day. So I'm going to be doing 3 different topics today. And these are the topics. You can even give them to them ahead of time. It's kind of like a show that says, today we're going to be, if you watch the Tonight Show, we've got so-and-so on, we've got this one on, and we're going to do notes with whatever, right? Like it's like, the segments. So that's the show. So think about it that way too. You could also do a news bit every week if you wanted to. We used to do that with the Etsy stuff because Etsy always had stuff going on. So we would always find something that was in the news and then we would use it.
I wanted to also give you another little update because you mentioned Gavin in one of your videos.
Yeah.
He does Fit Life after 40. He had a video. He's averaging like 3,000, 3,000 plus views, I should say. 6 days ago, he had a video. It's at 50K and it's getting 260 views an hour.
Nice.
It's crazy. And he's got one a day goes at like 3.2K. Which, shout out to Gab. He's getting a lot of leads from that. He's starting to blow it up, which is great. Matt said, I also started doing batch recordings at the beginning of the week, and it's made a world of difference for my busy schedule. Absolutely. That's the reason of it, right? Time is money. Once you are, especially in the business space of this, and you're doing this for a business, for your business or for your brand, time is money. So we got to, maximize the best we can. And speaking of that, I know Associates of Wellness LLC, little shout out, said that you spend a lot of hours editing. You like me to do some of those videos. So yeah, that is something, like I said, I'm highly considering. I'm even thinking, Dad, maybe I come up with like 1 or 2 like points of an edit, not a full edit, but like 1 or 2 points that even I maybe take even less off your plate. And then maybe during this live stream, I do a section for editing the videos.
Yeah, maybe.
So we'll talk about that. Egodad said, I want to see a visual graphic of the 10 ideas of the content. So what I'll do, I'm not gonna have a visual of that. Right. We have our titles though. If you want our titles, you can just comment hooks and you can get that. But as far as those 10 ideas for the content, once you watch the replay, you're gonna see what I'm gonna do is I put the titles every time it comes up. I'll chapter it so you can skip from every chapter and you'll be able to kind of see the titles of all of that. It'll be in the show notes of it as well. Let's see. I said, let's do this. We'll do a few minutes rapid fire Q&A. A little rapid fire. If there's something you got a question on, and there's the hooks. I love it. Love it. You're ready. It's also in the description too, but I'll send it after this. If you guys have any quick questions, we'll do a little Q&A, wrap it up, because we got through this pretty quickly.
Yeah, we did.
Which is great.
Yeah. And I would say, and like I said, like if you're a business or someone that is in a niche that you could bolt on a component of like products to sell, it's a game changer. So, I mean, let us know in the comments, are you someone that is already selling something or wants to sell something? Let us know that in the comments. But yeah, and so hopefully this was helpful. Let us know too if this was helpful for us to share our income report, to share how we're doing our content creation, even just sitting through and listening to and watching the videos that are recorded, that we're recording, that we're going to be releasing. Let us know. And Scotty, you said I'm done for the week. I'm actually not. I have one more day, actually two, if you count the podcast. But I got one more that I've been doing, which is I'm calling it our
But it's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory. It's called Creator's Diary. And it's where I am reporting candidly. And usually it's going to be in a different location, like my car, or the pool, or it could be I'm getting coffee, whatever. And I'm basically sharing just what's on my mind of what you and I are going through. The struggles, the wins. But there's a lot, there's a lot when you are building the business and you're also second guessing yourself, and the imposter syndrome comes in. I mean, I think that's a big one. I think that's going to be that's going to probably be my Tuesday, is the imposter syndrome, because we had one of our clients the other day ask specifically about imposter syndrome. Is it just me, or has anyone else had imposter syndrome? Meaning, oh, I don't know if I should do this, because if I do this, I don't think anybody's going to watch. I don't think it's going to work. What if it doesn't work? What if I do it and I look stupid? Anybody else feel like that? Or is it just me? I literally was talking to a friend of mine this morning, who's a good friend of mine, but also he's been in the online business space for years. He's dealing with it right now. And he's built and sold multiple 7-figure, I think he even had an 8-figure business. Still self-doubt, imposter syndrome. It's there. So I'm thinking that's kind of top of mind for me. So I'll probably be talking on that, but I'm just going to, whatever comes to mind that day, I'm going to be sharing, which it'll be like an 8 to 10 minute video, maybe shorter, maybe longer. There's no like set rules. Associates of Wellness LLC. Yeah, I think I commented back on your email. My clients are senior nail care. I have not sold or market to my clients. Right, but you're selling. Or are you just doing it for free? Senior nail care, which I love that. Like, okay, so here we are. Let's just speak on this real quick. So she's offering a service to basically do senior nails to make them feel special, to make them feel pretty, or to make them feel just special, right? Like, how cool is that? And so if you're able to, or if we're able to help with that, then it's like, that's a win, because now we've reached more people. You've reached more people because of some guidance that we've been able to give you. We didn't do the work, but we kind of shared our wisdom and our knowledge. That's game changer stuff. Like, that's like, you're making the world a better place type stuff. Yeah. Okay. So she says, no, I get paid. Okay. So then you get paid for that. So what you're saying is, I think in your email though, you were saying like, you want to maybe help other people in other areas do that as a business. That I like, because now what you're doing right now is exactly what I did in my first business venture with my wife. We had a photography business, which Scotty was a model many times, not wanting to be one, meaning like him and his sister would be, in our studio, and we would have to do like Christmas pictures to advertise, and they would be our Christmas, subjects, which came out, really good. And it was awesome that we did that, but we were doing that locally, and we were very successful locally. but we could only scale so much. And then what we did is we taught other people online how to do the same in their area. And then so I think that's what you're saying. And yes, it's more for their health. Oh, more for their health. Okay. So it's not even painting them. It's just like, it's making them so they're trimmed up and they're like you said, healthier, right? They're just making their nails healthier. Which I think, okay, I get that too, right? You're still using it as a service. You could add the thing to paint nails and make it prettier too. That would be cool. But I see what you're saying. It's more for just keeping them trimmed, keeping them healthy. Just not sure how. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think your thing is it's the opportunity. Like you're going to share with people the opportunity of a side hustle, maybe, right? So you're going to go down the road of a side hustle of how to start your own senior nail business kind of thing, where you can work 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, whatever it is, and you can make X amount. You'd be presenting the opportunity to someone who wants to start a side hustle. Maybe it's you're helping stay-at-home moms that want a side hustle because they want to be home with their kids, but yet their kids go to school for maybe half a day, and you're going to help them use that time to make some extra money like that. So that's how I would probably approach that. They can fit it in their shoe. Okay. Yeah. So I like that though. Yeah. Well, and so honestly, like we do help in that area. We have a cohort that we're running right now. It's generally for people that are businesses like yourself, but also want to get attention and get leads in their business. So that way they can attract the right people and then sell that product. And some people right now are selling their coaching already, and some people are preparing to sell their coaching. So we are helping people at that. If you want information on that, we don't have right now, like we don't have our next cohort until, I think, Scotty, we said October, right? So it's going to be about a month and a half. But it would definitely probably be something. But in the meantime, I would say, yeah, just you want the 100K roadmap, I think would be a good fit for you to go through that. And then just start creating those videos. But yeah, for sure. All right, cool. So anybody else that is a coach or has something that they're selling business, definitely get a copy of this and that the workshop that we taught. And then we will be kind of letting people know on our email list when we are going to be doing our next cohort. So right now, we have the date pretty much set. Our first cohort that we're doing right now, it's our first one. It's our founders, as we're calling them. They're going through it. We're on week 2 right now of a 6-week program, and we're having fun with it. It's good. And I think we're going to have some really great stories to come out of it as well. And Matt, one of our students, he's done well. Quick Kajabi question. I'm getting ready to launch a program in Kajabi. Does Kajabi automatically collect taxes for people's payments? No. I don't necessarily know, Matt, if you have to collect taxes. It's going to be subject to your area, I believe, but I'm not sure on digital products if there's a thing there. I'm not a legal advisor, so do not take whatever I say as legal advice. Seek it out. But for the most part, I don't believe that, again, check on that. But yes, if you are needing to collect taxes, that there is probably something inside of there that you can do that with, but I don't believe that that is the case. There's no sales tax that I know of. So yeah, I'm not quite sure on that. I'm glad you're using Kajabi, by the way. And if you guys are thinking about Kajabi, you want it for email, you want it for course creation. I'm even using the community feature right now, which I'm not a huge fan of, but if you are interested in Kajabi, that's what we're using for our email, for courses, for landing pages, lead magnets, all that stuff. We do have a link in our description for that as well as an affiliate. So you would buy us a cup of coffee if you used our link. So we'd appreciate that if you did. There's another niche, taxes. Yeah, you're right. Oh, wow. Matt says, it's incredible. I've never heard of it. So you probably went through our affiliate link. So we're probably getting a cup of coffee from you. So thank you, Matt. We appreciate it. Awesome. All right, Scotty, anything else?
No, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Let's wrap her up. I was just trying to get to that 90-minute mark, I guess. Kidding.
But why?
Kidding.
You don't need to.
Kidding.
And guys, total transparency. I'm dealing with a sore throat right now, so that's
He
why
powered through today.
man, it
Just
got
like the
worse.
old man.
It got worse like right at the end. And I was like,
Just
ugh.
like the old man. I didn't call in sick.
Okay, but remember, I did just work. I'm a PE teacher, guy. I just worked talking all day to kids for 8 hours, and then hopped on.
And that's
the live.
probably where you got your sore throat.
100%.
You know what I mean? So that's
Kids
the
don't
other
wash their
benefit to
hands.
that job.
Kids don't wash their hands. It's a problem.
Come on, kids, wash those hands.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, hey, wash your hands before you give.
I haven't.
Before you give your baby a kiss
touched
and
the
you handle your baby.
I didn't give her a kiss, so
all right.
I'm keep my distance.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, that is it. That is going to wrap it up. And if you want more content like this, check out our channel. And we have a podcast that airs every Sunday. So you can go there and check that out on our channel as well. Just go under the podcast tab. All right, so guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
See you.